Welcome to Resident Evil on the Sony PlayStation from 1996. This wasn't just a frightening romp through a creepy mansion, it was Capcom creating a new standard of atmospheric tension, nerve-wracking scares, and unforgettable moments that still haunt gamers today. In this video, we're counting down the top 10 scariest moments. Every turn meant a new terrifying encounter, and the only thing more horrifying than the mutated monsters might have been the game's horrendous and cheesy voice acting. From fighting through zombies to facing off against hideous creatures that were created in bioweapon experiments, Resident Evil is a survival horror classic. So turn off the lights as we get ready to relive the moments that make you wish you'd just chosen to play a relaxing puzzle game with your cat instead. Resident Evil follows STAR's Alpha Team members Jill Valentine and Chris Redfield as they're forced to explore a mysterious mansion in the Arklay Mountains near Raccoon City. What begins as a simple investigation into a string of murders quickly spirals into a nightmare when the team becomes trapped inside. They're forced to survive against zombies, rabid dogs, and other experimental horrors. What made this game legendary were the constant sense of vulnerability. You never knew what was around the next corner, and with combat deliberately slow and clunky, every encounter was a gamble. Resident Evil has the perfect recipe for both terror and nostalgic charm. The center of the game, the Spencer Mansion itself, is as much of a character as the monsters. It was ostensibly built as a luxurious estate for Umbrella Corporation executives, but in reality, it was hiding a secret underground lab. In 1998, it became ground zero for a T-virus outbreak that turned pets into killers and humans into the Walking Dead. STARS was sent in to deal with it, and the events that followed became the stuff of survival horror legend. Now, let's dive into the top 10 scariest moments from Resident Evil. Number 10. Once ordinary Dobermans, these T-virus-infected Cerberus hounds turned into relentless killing machines. The moment you're calmly walking down a hallway, only to have them suddenly crash through the windows with snarls and snapping jaws, is gaming history's most infamous jump scare. Your heart skips, and you instantly realize nowhere is safe in this mansion. Speed is your only defense here. A handgun works, but the shotgun is the dramatic choice. Number 9. Resident Evil redefined zombies for an entire generation. These weren't corpses clawing out of their graves. They were living humans twisted into cannibalistic shells by the T-virus. The first time you stumble into that room and see one hunched over a body, slowly turning towards you with its lifeless eyes, it's pure nightmare fuel. That iconic groan and shuffling movement sets the tone for the entire game. It's a fight-or-flight moment no player ever forgets.
Barry?
What is it?
Watch out! It's a monster!
Let me take care of this.
Trivia moment. Resident Evil was originally envisioned as a modern reimagining of the 1989 horror title Sweet Home. The game underwent multiple transformations during its development. Initially planned as a Super Nintendo title in 1993, it was later reworked into a fully 3D first-person game for the PlayStation in 1994, before ultimately being released as a cinematic third-person survival horror experience. Number 8. In most games, the front door means safety and escape. Not here. Try it in Resident Evil, and instead of freedom, you get another damn Cerberus leaping straight at your face. It's a cruel trick that drives home the message there's no easy way out of this nightmare. Every attempt to escape only drags you deeper in. Number 7. Not every scare in Resident Evil comes from fangs and claws. In one quiet room, you find a spooky old grand piano with the sheet music for Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. When you play it, the haunting melody echoes through the empty mansion, and then the wall shifts, revealing a hidden passage. It's eerie, beautiful, and unsettling all at once. It's a perfect match for the setting of the game. Even this music becomes a tool of suspense. Number 6. At first glance, they're just birds, but these T-virus-infected crows are the definition of death from above. They swoop, peck, and claw with relentless fury, turning hallways full of creepy artwork into a deadly gauntlet of feathers and blood. Luckily, they go down easily with a single bullet. The real fear comes from being caught off guard, wasting your precious ammo, and realizing even the wildlife is just waiting for its chance to take you down. Number 5. Just when you think you've seen it all, the game throws giant spiders the size of large dogs at you. Their hairy legs and venomous fangs make every skittering sound echo like a death sentence. Trapped in the tight hallways with them, you can almost feel the walls closing in as they skitter across the ceiling. It's claustrophobic chamber horror at its finest, and proof that the Umbrella Corporation never met a creature it couldn't ruin. Trivia moment. Resident Evil earned widespread acclaim for its graphics, gameplay, sound design, and immersive atmosphere, though it faced some tough criticism for its dialogue and voice acting. The game became a global bestseller, eventually becoming the highest-selling PlayStation title of its era. By December 1997, it had sold roughly 4 million copies worldwide, generating over $200 million in sales. Number 4. Water levels in games are already nerve-wracking enough, but Resident Evil takes it further by throwing in freakish, mutated sharks into the flooded guardhouse. One splash, one flash of jagged teeth, and you're in panic mode. Moving through the water while these things lurk beneath the surface makes every step feel like it's your last. It's a primal fear. Humans were never meant to fight sharks, let alone undead zombie versions. Number 3. Just when you think zombies are the worst the mansion can throw at you, Umbrella introduces the Hunter Alpha. These reptilian-human hybrids are faster, stronger, and crueler than anything else you've fought. They leap across rooms, slice with razor claws, and if your health is low, they'll put you down in an instant. They're intelligent weapons designed to hunt, and their arrival turns the game into a deadly race for survival. Number 2. Imagine a giant, venomous snake bred to be the ultimate predator, slithering through the mansion and devouring anyone unlucky enough to cross its path. That's the Yawn. The first encounter is terrifying enough, but the rematch or deathmatch is even worse. It stalks and lunges out with lightning speed, and by the time you finally take it out, it's clear that you've faced one of Umbrella's cruelest creations.
How about going down to check by yourself? I have a rope here.
Oh, do you? Well, then I'll try to go down using the rope.
Trivia moment. In 2004, Resident Evil was ranked 37th in Retro Gamer's list of top retro games of all time, with the magazine describing it as one of the finest horror-themed games ever. They also noted that with its shocks, surprises, and wonderfully cheesy B-movie dialogue, Resident Evil was the video game equivalent of the film Night of the Living Dead. It later earned a spot in the 2008 Guinness World Records Gamers Edition for having the worst game dialogue ever. Additionally, Stuff magazine ranked it as the third best PlayStation game of all time.
1. Go.
Number 1. Designed as the ultimate unstoppable bioweapon, when it bursts out of its holding tank, it feels like the Grim Reaper has just arrived. You can't just kill him outright, no. You survive just long enough to escape.
Can't control what it does.
Umbrella's failed attempt of a super soldier stalks you through the finale, culminating in a desperate last stand on the helipad.
It's coming! Jill! Kill that monster! You're our Amazon, Jill!
Only a rocket launcher has the final word. Resident Evil's scariest moments have stuck with gamers for decades. From jump scares to relentless bosses, this PlayStation classic delivered fear in ways we'd never seen before. If you have your own favorite terrifying moment, drop a comment and share your story. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more nostalgic dives into the games that shaped our childhoods and, in this case, our nightmares. Because in Resident Evil, it's not just the monsters outside that you need to fear. Alright my friends, this is the Retro Gaming Boss signing off. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.